Hey everybody, Milton Davis here. We are 4 days away from our From Here to Timbuktu animation Kickstarter, and I just wanted to stop in for a few minutes and talk to you guys for a minute and share some thoughts with you about the Kickstarter and really talk about why we're doing it and some of the things that we're looking forward to as we get closer to our launch date. So, this is a project that's been a long time coming. Actually, I met Durante many years ago, and we would meet from time to time and talk about our aspirations to do animation. And then a few years ago, Durante got in contact with me and said, "Hey, man, I have an animation company now. Let's do something." So we took a look at a number of our projects, and we came up with the one that we wanted to do was From Here to Timbuktu. It's this great steampunk book. If you're familiar with the story, you know it's about a bounty hunter from Fredonia and a warrior from Mali that go in search of a book that has been stolen from a sacred city, and it's a story that takes literally from here to Timbuktu. So the reason what I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight is kind of like why did we choose Kickstarter? Today, things have been really hot in the streaming network market. You see a lot of particular projects and IPs that are being picked up every day, especially IPs that have something to do with black speculative fiction. It's been a real opportunity for a lot of people. A lot of my friends have had the opportunity of having their properties being picked up and are anticipating the day that these properties will be developed into movies, animation, whatever the people who purchased the IPs were are whatever their intentions are. Just to go back for some of you who don't know, IP is intellectual property, and it's basically what they call your project, your book, or your script, or whatever it is. They call it intellectual property. But the process is not as simple as it seems. Just because someone picks up your intellectual property doesn't really mean that the property is going to be developed into a film or a movie. Once they purchase that intellectual property, they pay you a certain amount of money for it. Then you got to go through the process of finding a producer and finding a director and different things like that. And then other things happen, may occur during that time. The executives working on the project at that time may leave, and new executives may come in, and they may have a different ideal of what they want to do with your project, or they may decide that they don't want to do the project at all. So it's almost like a hurry up and wait type process. In addition to all that, once say that you get through all the process of having your IP purchased and finally they find a producer, directors, actors that sign on, or in the case of what we're doing, animators to do the project, or you doing it yourself, then you have to deal with the situation where people may want to put their own stamp on your project. They may see some things that they don't feel like the mass audience will appeal to a mass audience, and they may want to change this and tweak that. And there's a lot of discussion and negotiations and scripts writing and scripts being rewritten, and it sounds like a crazy process, and it is. But despite all that, movies get made, animation gets made, and different things like that. The reason that we decided to go with a Kickstarter for From Here to Timbuktu is because we had been going through that process for a few years, and we had a couple of situations where people were really interested in the property, and they were really looking at seriously doing it and developing into something more, into like a full-fledged animation. But in each case, we had a situation where at the last minute, person may have decided not to go with it, and every time it had nothing to do with the quality of the work. It had to do with some other decision that had maybe some political decision, or something that they may have been working on another project and stuff like that. And as you know, I'm an independent person, an independent publisher, and the reason I do it is because I'm able to make decisions and do things the way that I feel is the best way to do. And I'm able to bring my products to readers and people such as yourself the way that I would like you to see them. And so far, it's worked out pretty well. Everybody's been really happy with what I'm doing. And so when we looked at this project, we decided that we wanted to take the same route with this particular project. And that's the reason why we decided to go with a Kickstarter and a crowdfund. I mean, if some of you may be familiar with crowdfunders, and it's basically us bringing our project to you, saying that, giving you opportunities to invest in it, and you get rewards in return. And when and if we raise the amount of money that we're seeking, we basically make that project. And usually the main reward goal in Kickstarters or crowdfunders is the fact that once we make whatever we're going to make, you get it. You get, like, if we're doing comic books, you get that comic book. If we're doing a movie, you get that movie. Different things like that. And that's basically our main goal when we make the From Here to Timbuktu animation, is that you will get that animation. Our goal in this Kickstarter is to raise $25,000, and that $25,000 will go to producing 5 episodes from the book From Here to Timbuktu. And the main reward in this Kickstarter will be that you will get those 5 episodes. You will get a digital download of those 5 episodes that you can watch at your convenience. So again, why am I talking to you tonight? Well, if you're familiar with crowdfunders, you know that the success or failure of a crowdfunder is dependent on the number of people who basically come to the crowdfunder and contribute to it. And the more people that are out there sharing the project, participating in the project, the better chance we have of this happening. And that's why it's important for us to have this group, and that's why it's important for us to spread the word about what we're doing. Because we have our own networks of people that we contact with and we network with, but out of all those people, some of them may be interested in the project, some of them may not be. We hope they all are, but life is real. So what we're asking, what we would love for you guys to do, all those that are in the group, is to spread the word. To basically send people to the link. We have the preliminary link right now where people can sign on to follow us, so they will know once we launch the Kickstarter. But even after that, people can come to the Kickstarter. They can take a look and see what we're trying to do. We've got the trailer available on there. They can look at the perks and the rewards of what they'll receive if they invest money at a certain level, and then they can decide whether or not they want to help us bring this animation to fruition. We really believe in this project, and that's the reason why we're doing it. We really want to be able to control things on our own, not have to be worrying about the little arbitrary things that happen when you're trying to take it through a regular process with the powers that be. We know that once we raise the funds for this animation, then an animation will be made. And it will be made into our specifications, and it'll be made in a way that we know will be entertaining to you and that you will enjoy. So that's basically what I kind of want to talk about tonight. Just kind of get with you guys and share some information with you and let you know why we were doing this. One other thing too, if you're not familiar with the Kickstarter, is that it's an all or nothing thing. If we don't raise all of the money, we don't get any of the money, and we can't make the project that way. We'll have to look at going another route and taking another path. If we do raise all the money, then we're able to make the product. So that way that you will be getting the product, because we have received all the funds we need to create that product. If you are familiar with Kickstarter and you have your own Kickstarters, we would ask if you would be kind enough to share our project with your supporters for your Kickstarters and your updates. That way they will, hear about what we're doing, and since they're already on Kickstarter, it'll be easy for them to find the project and to invest in the project. And if you're not on Kickstarter, just sharing us through your social media network, suggesting us to any person that you feel might be interested in seeing a steampunk animated series, and just doing that, as simple as that. So again, I think that's about it. That's all I have to say for tonight. We're 4 days away from the Kickstarter launch. We're launching on October the 18th, 12 p.m. That's when the party starts, and we'll have 30 days to raise the funds that we need to make this thing happen. And so we've got a lot of confidence in you guys. We hope you guys are happy with what you've seen from us so far, and we hope you continue to spread the word, and we'll make this thing happen. Thank you for being a part of our group. Thank you for sharing what we've had so far, and thank you for your support in advance. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Peace.